First, I would say, think back over your idea, and is it really as good as you think it is? Because if it's really good, you should be able to get some money. But if you're convinced it's good and you can't get much money, you can start the way I did, where you get a small amount of money. Then you bring in friends and people and form some sort of an informal or sometimes formal company, and everybody works for little or no money, but everybody gets a percentage of the profits. And that's what I did on my first few films, and that enabled me to make films for very little money, and it can still be done. Particularly working on fast schedules, my work with an actor is very heavily before the shooting of the film. I discuss the roles with the actors. I'm a believer in rehearsal, talking about motivation, getting those things worked out before you shoot, so that during the shooting, I don't have to spend a lot of time discussing each individual scene, because I've discussed that with them before shooting. There is still some discussion on the actual shooting, but I try to do most of it before the shooting. I think it's very good. I think it's a good idea. Sometimes rather bad films are made with crowdfunding, but at the same time, some good films are made, and that can be within funding. I think it's all the creative idea, and the budget should not affect you. You can have a great idea that requires only a low budget. So the low budget is a commercial requirement if you've just got that much money. But whatever your idea is, you want to be as original and creative as you can within the constraints of a low budget film. No, I myself, since I don't direct anymore, haven't directed anything like that. But it's a valid way to make a picture. It's not the way I worked, but there have been some very good found footage pictures. Well, it was a combination of that. It wasn't really a bet, but the set was already made for another picture and finished, and I had just a little bit of money, and I was having lunch with the manager of this rental studio I was working at, and I just came up with the idea, and I said, look, nobody's using that set. I'll come up with something. I've got a little bit of money. And I liked the idea of combining comedy with horror. And it just came from that. I remember, however, I shot it in 2 days and a night. And when it was finished, Bob Town, who's a good friend of mine, who went on to the Academy Award screenwriter, said, Roger, you must remember, making a film is not a track meet. It's not how fast you go. And I said, you're right, I'll never make a film in 2 days again. And I never did.